What's up, Quadcopter fans? TigerDrone.com. Today I'm going to be testing out my V303 Seeker. I was having a little bit of an issue yesterday with range issue and going into headless mode. Wind's a little bit mild today, blowing in from the left-hand side. Also got a new gimbal attachment on there, so I want to try out that, see if get less jello with it. So we're going to go ahead and lift off with the quadcopter. Make sure it's holding its position well. Everything looks fine. It's a very clear day towards the ocean, so it's rare that you can see that far as the visibility goes. So the headwind's causing a little bit of a drift, so we can trim up our elevators a little bit. It helps that'll help out. So we'll test the range again because we didn't get too far yesterday and the red light came on and went into the weird headless mode, and I had some bad batteries in there and the voltage on the controller was reading like 5.4 volts. From everything I read online, it should be over no less than 5.5 to 5.6, so looks like that could have solved the issue that I was having yesterday. So right now it's shooting indoor towards downtown San Diego, the ocean to the left. I'm going to fly into the wind and let the quadcopter drift back. I don't want to get too go away with the wind, because then sometimes it's hard to get these quadcopters back to you. So this is the mountain range over here. Now I don't have the Wakira gimbal on there. I have the Wakira's base on there with the standard stock gimbal and a GoPro attached to it, so I have the stiffer balls on it, so hopefully that will help out with the jelloing. We'll see what the end result is once we play back the video. But range appears to be fine. No issues to report. Wind's still blowing decent, so just be a little cautious. We're going to take it up a little bit higher today, do a height test with it. Not too high, just due to the wind. If it was a little calmer, I'd try to take it up even higher than what it is right now. Do a slow rotation. So now we went into our headless mode here. At this point, I really don't have full control now. I just got to back out control over the quadcopter, so it's a little disappointing. You know, I thought that was going to be fixed with the new transmitter, and it seemed like it's well on my way to having that issue corrected, but it might be the receiver internally with the quadcopter, or these old V303 Seeker transmitters just might have a bad solder joint where the antenna meets the board. So I'd have to look online to see if I can find some sort of mod that someone's done, maybe with the screw in place of the solder. Yeah, I would like to try to update the firmware, but I haven't heard anyone having any success with particularly this one. You can see it's just drifting back significantly here. So we'll try to trim up the elevators to see if we can get it to hold its position a little bit better. It's pretty trimmed up right now. Typically it's pretty good about fighting the wind. You know, this air's only really come with the gimbal attached to the front of the quadcopter like it is right now, hanging out front, but that's how the stock gimbal is supposed to be placed on the quadcopter, so I'm not sure if that's really an issue. What could be causing it? Because we have good horizontal range, vertical range. I went into the flight controller settings and changed it out, put it at, get a little feedback here now, some oscillation, put it at 200 feet vertical, 200 meters, sorry, vertical, and then 300 feet horizontal. So we're definitely getting better range horizontally than we are vertically. That's the second time when I've taken it up that distance that it went to return to home. Probably would make sense if it was in feet, because that would be about 200 feet in that range right there. So we'll fly it out here just a little bit. Again, do some panning shots. Still happy though, increased range. It's well worth the money, you know, purchasing the new controller or transmitter. So it looks like the wind's died down a little bit. Still getting a little bit of a drift. We'll trim up to the right here to try to compensate for it. It could be because the GoPro is a little bit off center the way that it sits in that standard mount. The stock GoPro holder distributes the weight much better, whereas when you put in the GoPro with the waterproof casing, there's more weight to the right side, which could also be causing this drift too as well. So now we're drifting forward. Like trim the hell out of for the wind. So looks like the wind was definitely a contributor to the drift. But overall, we did make a pretty good flight out of it. So only that one issue when we got up a little bit high vertically, and that might just be within the flight controller settings that I need to adjust that. And today I'm flying with the light to me the entire time, just so I can make sure that everything's okay. Yesterday I wasn't really able to get this range out of it, but got some good batteries, and it seems like that's helped out tremendously. So without the gimbal on here, I'm thinking we're probably going to get maybe 9 to 10 minutes video, as well as flight time. So probably got about a minute or two more, and we'll try to bring it in for a nice soft landing. The way that this setup is with the GoPro on here, using the gimbal mount of the Quadcopter plus the stock gimbal holder, there's enough space between the legs and the camera to be able to land. With the Quadcopter gimbal, that's not necessarily the case. With that, you're dealing with an issue is that it's flush with the legs, so you gotta probably get some water heater insulation or something light to be able to put on there. So gonna go ahead and bring it in for a landing.